Hi, my name is Potts-Schissler, and I am owner of Destination Breakthrough, and I want to give you some tips today. Next month, I'll be speaking for Guild Mortgage at their monthly Lunch and Learn, and we're going to talk about difficult people. There are various reasons why people are difficult. One of them, however, is misunderstanding, and the fact that in the 4 different areas of the brain, there are 4 different dialects around time. If you aren't seeing time the same as the people around you, or you're speaking a different language, chances are circumstances are going to get difficult. Way too often people say they don't have enough time, or they're mismanaging their time, or they know they're procrastinating and not using time effectively, or they know they're micromanaging something and overusing it to no productive results. So the tip I want to give you today is this. If you were to take your brain and you were to divide it top to bottom, and then again, left to right, you're going to have 4 different quadrants here. Every one of these quadrants is always seeking validation. And when it comes to time, there are 4 different dialects that when we speak those dialects, that brain portion is satisfied, particularly if that's your dominant. In other words, the one thing you need more than anything else above all the other areas of your brain, get that one thing satisfied, and life is going well for you. You feel energized, you feel peaceful, you feel like you're on top of the world. So let's start real quickly. I'm going to go through each one for you today just as a tease, and then be on the lookout for more classes coming up, or if you want to actually take a personality assessment, the Core Map Personality Assessment, reach out to me in a private IM, and I'm more than happy to talk to you about that and see if we can't get hooked up together on that. Okay, starting with the upper left area of the brain. That is known as your commander, and it is mostly looking for progress. It doesn't necessarily care how it gets there if I don't have to go backwards and redo it, but forward progress, accomplishment. If you are not using time in a way that moves us forward towards the goals, then my time is getting wasted and I am now triggered. And either I am going to be difficult or I'm going to see that you are difficult. So we need to have conversations around the progress that we're making in order to satisfy the upper left brain's time dialect. Let's go ahead and transverse to the opposite area. This area, the lower right area, is known as the relator. Now, the relator lives life through being of service to other people. Therefore, time to them is personal contribution. So long as they know that what they are using their time on is personally benefiting and of service to you, life is going well. But if they don't get communication and they aren't getting validation that they are serving you and they're on track with that, they're probably going to start wondering why they're wasting their time for somebody who doesn't really care. And that's when things can get difficult, because most of the time relators aren't going to speak up. They're going to wait for the information to come to them. So learning how to be more assertive personally is what they need to work on. But if a commander is working with the relator, they need to speak up more often. No news is actually news to them, okay? So let's go up now to the upper right area. That's the entertainer brain. The entertainer brains, oh man, their version of time is emotion. Time is not a measurement, a unit on a clock or a calendar. Time is how an entertainer is feeling. If they are having a good time, time is expanded. If they anticipate it's not going to be a good time, they're going to feel bad about themselves, or they're going to be bored, then even a 2-minute task is going to be a 2-day task as far as they're concerned. So they are motivated by their feelings about how they're going to be spending their time. It's not necessarily rational. It is irrational, and they have to work on being much more objective and reality-based. But if they're dealing with decisions emotionally, they can become very, very difficult. Okay, so now let's go ahead and go down to the opposite of the entertainer. In the lower left brain, this is the organizer. This is one of my favorites. The organizer brain is looking for utility. It's not necessarily progress. The commander wants to get ahead, but the organizer says, I want to use my time so that when it's time to use my efforts, I know they will work. So their spice cabinet, their closet, their filing, anything, their research that they're doing, anything they spend their time on, if it doesn't get used for the intent and the purpose, then they'll sit back, they'll get triggered, they'll become stressful and wonder, why am I wasting my time? Now, here's a little tip. The organizers don't just look at things as useful, they can also look at people as either useful or useless. So again, it's a trigger for either complementing one another or making a very difficult situation. If this has intrigued you, then by all means reach out to me. Again, I am Kathy Schissler. I own Destination Breakthrough. I love emotional intelligence, personality assessments, in order to help you with your shortcomings, overcome the gaps, and get on with finding out what's inside your business and inside of you to help you get ahead. Have a great day.